So I made a post on Spectrum and it got deleted like immediately. And now I need to use this platform to talk to the community and the developers. I mean, this is not a video that I wanted to make today. I wanted to make a squad video, but yeah, let's talk about it.
Hello, my name is Grumpy.
Since this video is going to be covering some topics that are really hard to hear and even harder to talk about, I'll just be playing some peaceful music in the background for a comedic effect, and maybe it will help us chill out a bit and calm our nerves so we can talk about this hot topic in a peaceful manner. I suggest doing yoga while watching this video, and try not to get angry at my jokes because this is my way of defending myself from the world, as I identify as a super successful stand-up comedian. And let me remind you that getting angry at stand-up comedians shows the world that you have no sense of humor. Anyway, I made a thread on Spectrum on how to combat toxicity, targeted harassment, abusive chat, and racial slurs, and all of the wonderful things that we can all see and experience happening on a daily basis in our little game. I made that post to tell the developers what needs to be done before this whole thing goes completely out of control. And you can see that it is slowly spiraling out of control, with people spitting on each other during CitizenCon, and then other people recording their private calls and messages without their consent, just so they can post them to the public. Which is, by the way, illegal in some states in the US, and it's illegal here in Serbia. If one party does not know that they're being recorded, then they have all the right to sue your ass. But more on that later. Matter of fact, I have experienced all of this in my first year of playing this game, so even before I made this channel, I've been called the N-word, the R-word, and all of the wonderful words that we all know on a first-letter basis, but we never say them out loud. Right? Then I made this channel, and since people saw the color of my skin, they stopped calling me the N-word, which is honestly a shame because I grew up on African American culture, and being Slavic, this is one of the few cultures in the US that I can relate to, because the Slavic people were undermined, enslaved, sabotaged, and tortured for centuries, just like Hispanos and African Americans were in the US. So you can say that in a weird way, I felt included. It is obviously a fucking joke, but it's also the truth. And since I made this channel, I got targeted by a couple of orgs, which I shall not name at all because they were obviously chasing clout, since my YouTube channel at the time was growing and performing much better than theirs, and they probably didn't like me because of my opinions on the game itself. So they wanted to discredit me, but the funny thing is, I never claimed that I was the best PvPer in the game. I like PvP, but there are people that are much better than I am. So they paid a girl to befriend me and people in my old org that I was leading, and she sat there in our Discord for nights and nights until she would fall asleep while mining, and she laughed at our jokes, and she made us laugh, and she listened to my guys crying over their wives leaving, and she screenshotted and recorded it all, without our consent, of course, just so she could send all of that to the org that wanted to make an hour-long video on us. And they did, and they shared a ton of screenshots in that video, all of which were taken out of context. As an example, I asked my org mates to share a link to the stream VOD of one of the people from that org that was targeting us by asking them to post the link to their stream, a day after the fight between my guys and their guys ended, and they accused me of stream sniping. And on the flip side, the same org was heavily targeting me in the PU, and whenever I joined a match in Arena Commander to practice PvP, there will be at least 5 of them joining the same server and bunching up on me so they can ruin my fun and film it for later. When it comes to the PU, there was pad ramming involved, literal ramming in the hangars, and a ton of other stuff that is also against the terms of service. And to cut things short, some of these man-child figures are still shitting on every video that I post on YouTube. They are, of course, not the only ones that have a beef with me, that want a piece of me just because I'm a YouTuber and a part-time streamer. And that is why I have to have an alt account, just so I can post on Spectrum, so I could share my thoughts without having people like them stirring shit up for no good reason. So what I'm saying is that this all happened to me, and from experience I know how hard it can be, and it probably also happened to you. And I will conclude this whole drama in a bit and tell you how it ended, but let's go back to my post on Spectrum, where I made a thread with my alt account stating that this is my alt account and I need to post from this account because some people will try to trigger me on Spectrum since I know that I'm being targeted by certain orgs and individuals. The post basically said that that there are things that need to be done before all of this starts spiraling out of control, and I suggested a few things that could easily be done to combat all the stream sniping, targeted harassment, toxicity, and abusive chat. Unfortunately, I do not have a screenshot of the post because I did not expect that it will get deleted. But I guess now I know that we need to document all the things we do and that the other players do and that the CG does so we can hold them accountable. But anyway, the first thing that I suggested was the option to toggle streamer mode on and off. If other games have this, why is it so hard to do it in Star Citizen? And if you don't know what streamer mode is, here's how it works. Everyone can enable it whenever they want to, and it scrambles the name of the person that is using said streamer mode. It either replaces the name that other people see with a different name, or it just makes random shit up with letters and numbers. This will combat stream sniping and targeted harassment, and I know that it wouldn't stop it entirely, but it will help. Second thing that I suggested is a change to the TOS, or the Terms of Service. So when you get caught in targeted harassment, doxing, cheating, or recording people's calls without their consent, even outside the game, it would result in a ban. First ban will last for a week, the second one for a month, and then the third one will last for a year. The third and the last thing that I proposed was a system to report players that are toxic in the chat. And here I'm talking about the people that love using racial slurs to express themselves and their feelings, or are telling other people to kill themselves. So idiots like that. But since those kinds of systems are easy to abuse, that will mean that CEG would need to have a team of people that are checking the chat logs of people that got reported multiple times. Of course, since being an idiot and a dickhead is not the same as doxing someone or breaking international laws by recording people without their consent, I suggested that they get banned from the in-game chat and Spectrum for a week, a month, and then 3 months, and then a year. As you can see, all of this came from the right place, as I really want this game to be a safe environment where people of all nations, races, genders, and age can come to unwind and not get scared if anyone is going to dox them, record them without their consent, or yell racial slurs at them in the game. And I ended the post by saying that I don't want to post a picture that I saw on Reddit with players typing a ton of seriously offensive and disturbing shit in global chat because I believe that the mods would delete it immediately. Instead, I kindly asked the same mods to send this open letter to the right people in their company so this all could be dealt with as fast as possible. The result was that the thread got deleted anyway after it got some traction, and Knight Rider told me that I should report players that are cheating, doxing, etc. to the customer service. Now let's go back to the problems I had with other orgs, and if you're still watching this, that means that you probably experienced some of this, and unfortunately, most of Star Citizen players have experienced this kind of behavior. The orgs that were harassing me and my friends got reported by a couple of my org mates. They sent them screenshots and videos of them pad ramming us and people from an org we were friends with, and they even used the very video that the attacking org published as proof of how they recorded us without our consent. Also, one of my guys claimed that he was getting doxxed because they used the actual picture of him with his fiancée in the video they fabricated just so they could shit on us. Now, I don't know the laws in their country, but I'm gonna say that I trust them. And they also reported the person that has been paid to record us. And you know what happened? Nothing. If anything, that has spread the hatred. CEG seems to turtle every time something like this happens, and they just stand there silently acting like nothing is happening. And of course, people will see that as a clear message that there will be no repercussions for that kind of behavior. And now even some of my ex-org members are doing the same thing since it's obviously allowed. They're logging in just to grief other players, to pad ram, to attack streamers and YouTubers on site, and to make the already buggy and unpleasant experience of playing Star Citizen even worse for people that just want to unwind. They're logging in daily just to trigger people and laugh at them. And you may or may not know, there are literal orgs that take pride in this kind of behavior. And all of that shit needs to stop. And listen, I know that I'm very unwelcome in the community, but I honestly don't care about what people think and say about me. And I know that some streamers that don't like me are basically stirring shit up and supporting people that are attacking me. I've been through much worse than that. I had people from Serbia's intelligence agency posted outside my door, following me everywhere I go because I was one of the leaders of the biggest anti-government protests that Serbia had in the past 20 years. My phone was tapped. I was held at gunpoint by our military with balaclavas in the center of my hometown. I was harassed, I had people trying to stab me, I had people trying to scare me with their knives in dark alleys. So what I'm saying is, I don't give a literal shit what anyone thinks about me. I have a thick skin, but some other people don't. And we all need protection from some people that are harassing us in a game that we all support and back, that is supposed to bring us fun and joy. But even if I had the thickest skin out there, I'm still human. And what do you think would happen if I went to CitizenCon this year? I actually have a friend that wanted to buy me like a plane ticket and the ticket to attend CitizenCon, and I declined. Because what do you think would happen to me if I went there? Because like so much of the community fucking hates me. And like obviously I was like, no, please don't, because like something bad will happen. And yeah, something bad happened. But it didn't happen to me, it happened to another streamer. But it doesn't matter, we are all in this together. A fight almost broke out, and it all ended up by someone spitting on a streamer. I didn't mention any names in this video, and I will continue to do so. And I know that this all happened because of some private shit, but like I don't care. It's still like it all happened because of a game. And in the end, it doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. Physical and psychological violence is never the answer. And most of this community is over 30 years old. So one would think that all of you have fucking learned how to behave by now. But I guess that's just how people are, and that's it. Therefore, all of this needs to be dealt with immediately and in a proper manner. I'm not taking any sides, even though I know some of these people, but you must understand that this is affecting all of us as a community. And if nothing gets done now, it will only get worse, until someone actually causes bodily harm to themselves or other people. And please spare me with the, well, you can press F12 if you don't want to see the chat, Grumpy, like I don't see the problem here. Because that is also laughable. This whole thing needs to be addressed by the developers, just like it did get addressed with most of the games out there. And the fact that it's still not getting addressed and that threads like mine get deleted immediately off of Spectrum makes me very concerned. Are there people that are protected in this community? Or are all of us green, but some of us are just a bit more greener? Or like, is this all allowed because of the thing that we're all thinking? Like, are you just friends with those people? Those are the questions CEG wouldn't need to answer if they just started banning people because all of the things that I said in this video. And rest assured, those people are still a minority. And even if they got banned and got a refund, that wouldn't really affect the funding that much. If anything, making a safe space out of this game will affect the funding in a positive way. Because new people will come, but they will also leave as soon as they see toxicity, griefing, and racial slurs in global chats, and as soon as they see that this kind of behavior is not sanctioned at all, they would just pack their bags and leave. As for me, to conclude my story, the judicial system in Serbia basically doesn't work at all. It only prosecutes the people that are not in the ruling party, and all the other cases get stored until they get cold and until like whatever the term is. So I didn't really have a choice, and I couldn't sue the people that have unlawfully recorded me and distributed that to their viewers on YouTube. But then again, I'm still not that kind of a guy that will go through that length to sue someone over a game, even though they took it out of the game. But maybe in the future I will have to become that guy, because CAG does not seem to want to deal with this shit themselves. So we're left to deal with this stuff through court or on the streets if we see each other. And honestly, I am not fond of any of those options. So people like me would just prefer to leave and never come back. And no, this is not me leaving again, fucking Christ. All of you people that said that I have left 5 times, I don't know how you got to number 5 that I left and I didn't hold the line. Oh, he didn't hold the line. No, the fucking line didn't hold me. So like, fuck off. But 5 times, like I fucking made one video where I said that I just don't want to promote Star Citizen anymore until I see some progress. And I saw some progress, so I came back. Fortunately for me, because I like this, I want to like this game, it has only been like 2 or 3 months, and I saw some progress. And you can see it right now in the fucking PU, the PTU, the preview channel, and all that shit. So fuck off. Fuck you. Like, this is not the way to end this video that is like anti-toxic and like all of that, but Jesus fucking Christ, get a fucking life. Honestly, just get a fucking life. Anyway, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, share, whatever. Thank you to all my patrons that are supporting me. If you want to support me, Jesus Christ, I got like wound up at the end. I really kept my composure. But if you want to support me, there's a join button, there's a Patreon thing link in the description of the video and all that, and positivity and cat videos, and love you all. Bye. I didn't know what to do with my hand. Bye. Slowly breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Everything will be fine. We are all a part of a society of wonderful gamers, and we all need to love and support each other. Embrace each other. But embrace yourself first. Breathe in, breathe out. And now you can leave a hateful comment on my video.